Los Angeles City Council. Today is Wednesday, the 13th day of May in the year 2026. Our apologies for starting late. All right. Councilmember Price.
Thank you, Mr. President. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm recusing myself from item 4 because my wife's employer has worked with an organization on this item in the past.
All right. Item number 4, recusal for Councilmember Price.
Good morning, council members. My name is Edgar Diaz Jimenez. I have worked at Qantas LAX for 10 years. Right now, I make like $22.50 an hour. I'm a father of 2 kids. I have a daughter and a son. My rent is almost like $2,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment. I had to pay food, healthcare. Right now, I don't even have healthcare, only my kids and my wife. I had to pay bills, transportation, I take care of my kids too. And at the end of the month, there's almost nothing left. I work hard at the LAX. I help I am a self-server. I'm a server. I'm a bartender. Sometimes I do dishwashing. And I help all the travelers. But after 10 years, I think I should be earning a little bit more because I work a lot.
Good morning, council members. My name is Eric Cruz, and I have worked for Concord Collective at LAX as a cook for the past 2 years. I'm also a father. My daughter will turn 2 later on this year. Right now, I'm still living with my parents because the cost of living in Los Angeles is so high. I work hard, I show up, and I help keep LAX running. But even with a full-time job, it is still hard to afford a place of my own and support my family. I am counting on the wage increase this summer to help me provide for my daughter. That increase is not extra money. It is money for rent, diapers, food, gas, and basic things a young family needs to survive. Taking this away from workers like me will be devastating. It will push us further behind at the exact moment as we're trying to build a better life for our children. Please do not lower our wages. My daughter is counting on this, and so am I. I urge you to oppose this motion and stand with airport and tourism workers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Doggle. I am a member of Unite Here 11, and I am a constituent of Councilmember Soto Martinez, and I have worked at the Waldorf Astoria for 7 years. Please reject item 20. The Olympic wage is supposed to be ensuring workers who are welcome millions of visitors of Los Angeles can finally earn wages that keep pace with the cost of living in this city and count on healthcare protections they were promised. This motion would push backwards on both. Corporate interests already overturned this law through a multi-million-dollar campaign that they lost. Now they're threatening the city to get from this council what they can't win from voters. Please stand on the side of democracy and with working families to vote no on item 20. I yield my time.
Stuart Waldman, I'm president of the Valley Industry and Commerce Association, VICA. We're here in support of item 20. The proposal is a common sense solution. No one is saying to repeal the wage, just asking it to be spread out a little longer to help businesses be able to brace for that impact. Already, with the passage of the original ordinance, thousands of jobs have been lost. A construction project in the Valley that would have created thousands of construction jobs and hundreds of permanent jobs was canceled, and that may never come back. The fact is that we are not asking for something that's problematic. We're just asking for the time to be able to allow businesses to be put in a position to pay this wage. We think it's a good solution, and we appreciate all the work on that, and look forward to hearing if there's any changes as well.
General public comment?
Additionally, I understand that there may be some discussion about the restaurants. I still have time.
Okay, hold on. Can we pause the time really quick? So again, I assume we're going to hear from competing views today. Would really appreciate if everybody could be polite as possible and not interrupt other people when they're at the podium to speak. Thank you.
Additionally, I understand that there's discussions about the restaurants and the hotels, that the way the proposal with the regions doesn't hit all the areas that are of concern, especially in the San Fernando Valley. We are hoping that there'll be some amendments that make it more fair and touch all parts of the city to ensure that people continue to have jobs in those restaurants.
Traductor, por favor.
Yes, good morning. My name is Maria Zamora. I need a translation, please.
Soy miembro del Local 11, del Consejo Price trabajo en Flying Food por un año e insisto al Consejo a oponerse a esta moción.
Yes, hello. I am a member of Local 11. I work for Flying Food Group as of a year. I live in Member Price's district, and I'm asking that you vote opposed to the ordinance.
Las corporaciones están amenazando a los servicios de la ciudad a menos que el Consejo recorte los salarios de los trabajadores y retrase.
The corporations are threatening the efficiency of city services unless if the council members cut the salaries of the employees.
Y retrase la atención médica.
And take away health care.
Eso es una extorsión a las leyes de la ética de la ciudad. Existen precisamente para evitar esto.
And that is against the ethics and the laws of the city, that they are put in place exactly to avoid situations like this.
Que las corporaciones usen amenazas económicas para forzar cortes en atención médica y salarios.
That the corporations threaten the economy by cutting wages and health care.
Ceder a esa amenaza no solo perjudica a los trabajadores,
And giving in to that threat not only harms the workers,
le dice a cada corporación a esta ciudad que la extorsión funciona.
and it tells in the corporation, the city, that extortion works.
Los trabajadores del turismo ya apelaron y ganaron esta batalla.
And the tourism workers, they already appealed and they actually won this battle.
El referéndum fallido demostró que los votantes no se...
They show that the voters.
Oh, okay. So, thank you. Next speaker.
My name is Rosa Manriquez. When poor workers receive a pay raise, their health improves dramatically. Studies have found that when minimum wages go up, rates of child neglect, underage alcohol consumption, and teen births go down. These are the words of Matthew Desmond, Pulitzer Prize winner, in his book, Poverty by America. This motion is extortion. The industry is plainly saying that if you don't cut wages and health care, they will try to destroy the budget of the city of Los Angeles. Along with thoughts and prayers, the impoverished are told to have hope. That is an easy way to turn your back on your workers if you are not willing to be that hope through fearless leadership and protection. Don't turn your back on us and kneel before corporate bullies who use millions of dollars to oppress us while they protest they don't have funds for their workers.
General.
Thank you. Don't abuse the worker who is destitute and needy, whether they are a fellow Israelite or foreigner living in your land and in your city. Pay them at the end of each workday. They're living from hand to mouth and need it now. If you hold back their pay, they'll protest to God, and you'll have sin on your books. Deuteronomy. Along with thoughts and prayers, the impoverished are told to have hope. I'll end with one more quote from Matthew Desmond. The unprincipled act of trapping the poor in a cycle of debt has existed at least as long as the written word. It might be the oldest form of exploitation after slavery. Do the right thing, be principled, have integrity and fearlessness.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Council members, my name is Maria Cortez with Hotel Irwin, a family-owned Hotel Irwin in Venice Beach. I respectfully ask for your support in adopting this exclusion for hotel restaurant workers. Hotel restaurants in Los Angeles are already facing rising labor costs, inflation, slower consumer spending, and growing competition from nearby restaurants that are not subject to the same requirements. Many hotel restaurants operate on very thin margins simply to serve guests and support tourism. For family-owned hotels like ours, additional mandates can lead to difficult decisions such as reducing hours, cutting services, or closing restaurant operations altogether. Those impacts are ultimately felt by workers, guests, and local economy. This exclusion offers a fair, balanced approach that protects employees while also recognizing the financial reality hotel restaurants are facing. Thank you for your consideration and time.
I am going to be speaking in Spanish. My name is Fidel Vázquez. Good morning.
Yo vengo por la enmienda del número 5, estoy en contra de la enmienda, esa número 5,
I'm here to
porque
talk about amendment number 5. I am against amendment number 5.
nosotros mexicanos estamos impuestos a hacer una carne asada con leña o un steak con leña porque sabe un sabor tan rico.
So we as Mexicans will make our carne asada, and it could be with using firewood to give it more flavor.
Yo soy del Valle de San Fernando, por favor, diga no a esa ley. Gracias.
I'm from San Fernando Valley, so please, I ask you not to put this law into effect.
De la ciudad de Pacoima y San Fernando,
I am
a
from
representar estar en contra de esa
Pacoima in
proposición.
San Fernando, and I'm against
Yo
number
soy
5.
dueño de un restaurante el cual usamos carbón para asar pollos asados al carbón.
So in my restaurant, we used coal to make roast chicken on the grill.
Y pues eso arruinaría mi negocio, el cual dependemos de él por muchos años, a mí y a mi familia.
And this would end up ruining my business, which my family and I have depended on for many years.
Y también los trabajadores dependen de nosotros, lo cual arruinaría muchas familias que dependen de nosotros.
And we have many workers who also depend on our restaurant. And so our restaurant being ruined would also lead other families to be in ruin.
Y lo cual pues me gustaría que nos apoyaran en eso para que nuestro negocio siguiera sin ningún problema.
And so that's why we're here to ask for your support so that we can continue in business. I'm here to comment against Proposition 5. I have a restaurant.
El michoacano, y nosotros vivimos de eso, de pollos al carbón. Siempre usamos el carbón y la leña, y pues sí nos afectaría bastante. Nos gustaría mejor si se pudieran enfocar en todo lo de alrededor, limpieza y todo eso que hace
So
falta.
I have a restaurant, and basically part of what we cook at our restaurant is grilled chicken, and we use firewood to grill that chicken. And so I'm asking for you to support to not approve this proposition.
Gracias.
So that we
Gracias.
can continue to focus on elements outside of that. Thank you.
Gracias.
I am here to represent the thousands of families and ranch workers who enjoy barbecuing our carne asada safely. We are not the issue. Last January, there were over 2,000 horses during the fires that migrated from evacuation sites throughout LA. We know fire. We are not the target and should not be the target of limited fire resources. We believe that those resources would better be focused on Lake Hollywood, Griffith Park, Hanson Dam, and dealing with the unhoused encampment fires that happen weekly in Hanson Dam. I personally ride a public trail operation through Hanson Dam, and there's fire all the time from unhoused people that cook their meals in the park. So please rethink item number 5 and oppose targeting residential barbecues. They are not the problem. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. My name is Ronald Bermudez, and I'm a member of Unite Here Local 11. I have been a member for over 10 years around the downtown area, and I'm here to say vote no on item 20. I believe that there's a shakedown scheme afoot. Corporations are threatening the city with the lost tax revenue unless you cut the wages and health care for working people. So here's the deal. Today, the council votes to put the grocery receipt tax repeal on the ballot and directs the city attorney to draft the wage cut. 9 days later, the council approves the wage ordinance. Then, once they have what they want, corporations withdraw their own ballot measure, workers lose their wage and health care, corporations walk away clean with everything. Don't give in to this. Vote no on item 20. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, council members. My name is Rob Notoff with the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor, where we proudly represent over 800,000 workers across every industry in LA County, including the brave workers standing right behind me who are here today because they have had enough. Let's move forward with this. Let's actually put this to bed. We have already passed this. This continues to come back as if it's like a bad Jason horror movie or something like that. Let's put this to bed once and for all. As a reminder, this body moved forward. A deal is a deal. We have moved this forward. We have legislated it. Second, the people who did not want this went to try to referendize this item. They took it to the LA voters, tried to collect signatures, put millions of dollars behind that effort, and it was rejected. This is not rolling this wage, which is the highest in the country, which people should be proud of, is what the voters want. They've rejected the referendum. Let's move forward with our lives. And the other thing I'd say is there's the signs behind me say, stop the shakedown. People are trying to move a grocery receipts tax to try to repeal this, and we know the impacts it would have on our city workers. But we ran a poll on this. Again, city voters, the folks of LA are not in favor of what trying to be done and legislated by this body. Repealing the grocery receipts tax polls at 22% when we do that. And when we tell folks what this will do, when it takes away the essential services, when it takes away potentially fire, when it takes away police, when it takes away sanitation, when it impacts 911 operators, folks are going to overwhelmingly reject this. It goes to a 70% disapproval. It caps at 22%. This is something that will be rejected at the polls, so let's not fall for this shakedown. Let's stand with the strongest, the salt of the earth workers who are standing behind me, and let's put an end to this charade. Thank you.
My name is Mark Kraus, and I'm with the Democratic Socialist of America, Los Angeles. I'm from El Sereno, City Council District 14, and I implore council to not give in to this billionaire shakedown and to stand with the Olympic wage, because in our city, it's workers over billionaires, it's people over corporations, it's community power over capitalist greed. It's shameful that the council president has brought item 20 forward after years of organizing from a powerful labor community coalition that won the Olympic wage. That coalition is here today, and we are here to say, stand with working people, vote no on item 20, stop the shakedown. I yield my time.
Item number 20.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Paloma Bustos, and I'm with the Sunita Jain Anti-Trafficking Initiative at Loyola Law School. I urge you to vote no on efforts to weaken wages or health care protections for hotels and airport workers ahead of the Olympic and World Cup. The city already voted last year to support the Olympic wage. Council should continue standing with workers instead of giving to pressure from corporations. The World Cup is just 1 month away, and these events are expected to bring huge profits to hotels and tourism businesses. The workers helping make these events possible and deserve fair wages and health care. Hotel and airport workers are already dealing with high living costs and economic stress. Weakening protections would hurt families. At the same time, these industries are benefiting from global events happening in Los Angeles. The city should stand with workers and protect wage and healthcare increases that were already promised. Thank you.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Elita Morales. Mi pago de renta $2,800. Estoy a cargo de 5 personas con ese sueldo que no me alcanza para nada.
So good morning, my name is Alida Morales. My rent is actually $2,800, and with my income, I have to support 5 people, so it doesn't go very far.
Estaba más o menos contenta con ese salario, pero estamos luchando por todo. Hace mucho tiempo, cada vez venimos aquí, y entonces con este 20% que quieren quitarnos, como que no está bien para mí y para todos mis compañeros.
And can we pause the time just to let the interpreters catch up, please?
So at first I was okay with this new salary, but we still end up having to come back here and keep fighting for this salary. And now you want to take away 20%?
Y yo trabajo en la compañía de Flying Food que hace mucho dinero, millones de dólares ganan y nos pagan una miseria.
And I work for Flying Food Group, and they are a company that makes millions and millions of dollars, and they pay us peanuts.
Voten no a esa proposición que quieren hacer al 20.
Please vote no on this
Por favor,
proposition that they're
ayúdenos.
doing. Please vote no on 20. Please help us.
Okay, Mr. Herman, you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Por ejemplo, pendejos, escuchen bien.
Okay, assholes, listen up.
No me diga así por pinche $3 más. Yo tengo que esperar para pagar para mis pinche cuestas, cabrones.
Don't say that I have to fight for fucking $3 more to pay for my costs.
Quitan y quitan y quitan, mendigo pelón panzón.
You guys keep taking and taking and taking, fat asses.
Ni puede comprar un pinche pumpkin en la marqueta como tu cabeza, mendigo.
I can't even buy a pumpkin at the market, just like your head.
Lo que puede comprar solamente es verduga, no puede comprar la pinche pollo con la pinche carne asada, güey.
All I can buy is vegetables. I can't even buy chicken or carne asada.
Am I not right, Smoking Scan? Haven't I spoken before this jury, before this city, and before the public, that if you waited too long to explain the reason why you have to wait till 2030 for $30 fucking raise when you can't even buy a house in California for $30 fucking raise? It's the same fucking shit. People are suffering. It's not because of Trump. It's because of this fucked up local government and your fucked up corruption. Can you translate that, please?
Keep going.
Mira, güey, translate, pendejo.
Not how it works. Keep going.
Okay, entonces.
Or I'm going to move you to general public comment. This is your only warning. You're
Me
here
voy
every
con
day.
el
You know the
número
rules.
15, güey. Déjame explicar la otra preguntas con 15.
I want to comment on item number 15 and explain the other questions.
¿Estás escuchando, Panzón?
Are you listening, Fatso?
Número 15. Sí puedes reír porque este güey piensa que él es el gobierno que está rulando ustedes.
Yeah, you guys can laugh because he thinks that he's the government that's running us.
Y por ejemplo, con los veteranos que no pueden pagar por su renta, los pinches veteranos que no pueden pagar por sus comidas, los pinches veteranos que duermen en los pinches calles y los pinches veteranos que no ganan nada por servicio por este pinche gobierno local, puto.
And so you have all of these fucking veterans that can't pay their rent, can't pay their food, they're sleeping on the streets. These fucking veterans that have served for this dumbass government.
God bless you, Donald J. Trump and David O. Carter. Stop this corruption in Los Angeles and California.
You were warned earlier. This is not on the agenda. You said item 15. I'm going to move you to general public comment. You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Now into my general public comment for the record. In my case in my hand, I will file for the record case number CV12-07261 DSF SHX Michael Hunt versus the City of Los Angeles. I'm going to read it into the record politely and with all courtesy to the public. Violation wore offensive clothing. Violation have signs. The T-shirt said, "Fuck white nigger sick too." Let me repeat. The T-shirt, not mine on here, it says art because I'm an artist and I can display art on my shirt, asshole. Not like the dick on your back, monkeys. So the T-shirt said, "Fuck white nigger sick too," in violation of City LA Public Commission hearing decorum. However, the plaintiff is informed and believes, and upon such information, believes and alleges that the fucking city expelled him for simply saying.
Your time has expired. If we hear you again, it will constitute a disruption of this meeting. You'll be subject to removal pursuant to Rule 7 and Rule 12. Next speaker.
Mi nombre es Tomasa Martínez y soy miembro de ACE.
My name is Tomasa Martinez, and I'm an ACE member.
Por casi 4 años hemos luchado por el salario olímpico.
4 years ago, we started working for Olympic wages.
Nos mantenemos firmes en nuestro apoyo para sueldos dignos y salud médica para los trabajadores del turismo.
We stay strong on having fair wages and health care for our tourism workers.
ACE ha estado aquí durante 3 años peleando para mejores sueldos y bajas rentas.
ACE has been here for 3 years fighting for higher wages and lower rent.
El Consejo no debe de cambiar sus votos. Sigan firmes. Voten no al salario olímpico ahora.
And the council shouldn't be changing their votes now all of a sudden. You should be voting no to this.
Tráiganse al rico y alimenten al pobre. Ya basta.
We can't have all of this poor and rich people. It's over. We're done with that.
Good morning, my name is Fatima Murrieta. I'm a lifelong Angelina and a former hotel worker. I'm here today with Jobs to Move America to urge you to vote no on the motion to cut wages and health care for tourism workers. The city has already let workers down by not demanding a strong human rights plan ahead of the FIFA World Cup. You have a chance to right that wrong and stand by tourism workers today. It's disheartening that we're here again, reminding you to stand with workers just weeks before the World Cup, a mega sporting event that the city will profit from, made possible by the labor of hundreds of tourism workers, many of them here today. This past summer, I spoke with voters across your districts as these companies pushed their referendum campaign to defeat the wage. Angelino saw through the corporate deception, stood with workers, and we won. Honor your commitments to your constituents. Stand with workers, protect workers. Don't cave to corporate tactics. Thank you.
My name is Nella McCosker. I represent Central City Association of Los Angeles, or CCA. We are a downtown-focused organization, but represent businesses and institutions across the city. Let me say first that I have fundamentally disagreed with the process that has led us to today. Wages and benefits ought to be negotiated at the bargaining table. That is a time-honored tradition to balance the power of labor and business whose interests are inexorably entwined in ensuring that we have good, strong wages and businesses that are open. If we have to go through that process, which much of this council did, legislated wages for an industry outside of the bargaining table, then what we have to do in a moment when, and I think the speaker just before me referenced FIFA, that's an example of a major global event that should have had hundreds of thousands of visitors, and we are not seeing those bookings. We're seeing the cost of fuel very dramatically increasing. I think I have 1 more minute. And at a time when, as I see in my geography, hotels empty, hotels closing, all of the small businesses that surround them relying on their success to keep their doors open, it is fair and right to balance or rebalance a worker pay scale so that we can meet this moment and balance the challenges that this tourism industry faces. Moving forward, I would really respectfully request that this council not legislate benefits and wages. But if we have come to this moment, let's take a look at these adjustments and figure out a way to keep this industry alive as we do try to welcome the world and appreciate the benefits for both sides of this issue. Thank you.
My name is Jordan Long. I work for Delta at LAX. I'm a bartender, and I'm also a constituent of Council President Marquise Harris Dawson. I live in Baldwin Hills in the house that my grandparents helped raise me in, so this is important to me. I'm particularly disgusted that he's introducing a motion that would lower wages for airport and tourism workers like me, because I would expect my council member to stand up for working Angelinos, not help giant companies take money out of our pockets. It's absolutely astonishing and disgusting to see my company spend millions to stop hard-working Angelinos and our families from earning a better living wage. Delta is an official partner of LA 28, along with the hotel lobby and United, and they're trying to undermine the very workers who make the Olympic Games even possible to host in this city. Council President Harris Dawson, I am asking you directly, as your constituent, withdraw this motion. Do not lower our wages. Do not be fooled by corporate threats against the city budget. Stand strong and defend the Olympic wage. Your politicians, do you want the image or the impact? Because you could lose both if you go the wrong way on this one. Thank you.
Como dije, mi nombre es Lorena Méndez. I need translate. ¿Sí? Oh, okay. Okay. Trabajo en Sky Chef ya por 10 años, ensamblando vuelos para diferentes aerolíneas.
Yes, I've worked at Sky Chef for 10 years, packaging for airlines.
Como Corea, American Airlines, entre otras, muchas.
Like Korea, American Airlines, amongst others.
Yo luché por el sueldo olímpico.
I fought for the Olympic wage.
Hasta he participado en huelgas de hambre para que nos escuchen.
I've even participated in hunger strikes to be heard.
Le pedimos al Consejo que se mantuviera fuerte.
We asked the council members to stay firm.
Y cuando ustedes votaron a favor nuestro, eso nos cambió mucho la vida.
And when you voted in favor for us, this changed our lives a lot.
Ahora no estoy tan preocupada de cómo pagar mi renta o mi comida o tener que escoger entre una de las dos.
Now I am not too worried about having to pay my rent or paying for food or having to choose between the two.
Y poder disfrutar más tiempo con mi familia, no tenerme que quedar después de mis 8 horas overtime para poder completar para mi renta.
And being able to enjoy more time with my family and not having to stay past my 8 hours working overtime just to pay my rent.
En vez de estar preocupada por sobrevivir, ahora también con los costos tan altos que se han venido con la gasolina.
Instead of worrying about surviving because of the high costs that have now come with raising gas prices.
Queremos vivir, disfrutar un poquito con nuestra familia, no estar sobreviviendo.
We want to live and enjoy our time with our family, not having to survive.
Y les doy muchas gracias por eso, porque nos apoyaron y les quiero pedir que se sigan manteniendo fuertes.
And we thank you so much for this because you supported us, and we want to urge you to stay firm with this.
Por eso estoy aquí.
That's why I'm here.
Por eso, no nos quiten eso ahora.
Don't take this away from us now.
No dejen que las aerolíneas o los hoteles les metan miedo y para bajarnos el sueldo.
Don't let the airlines and the hotels intimidate you to fool you to lower our wages.
A los trabajadores, a los que realmente estamos ahí dando la cara todos los días para sacar adelante ese trabajo, para que ellos tengan un buen negocio.
For us, the workers who are there working hard every day representing so that they can actually enjoy their business flourishing.
Y así hacer posible que todo el aeropuerto de Los Ángeles, el turismo, todo pueda correr bien.
And making it possible that tourism in LAX can circulate well.
Nosotros somos los trabajadores que vamos a recibir al mundo durante las Olimpiadas.
We are the workers who are going to welcome the world during the Olympics.
Yo creo que merecemos respeto y un sueldo digno para vivir.
I think we deserve respect and a fair wage to be able to live.
Por favor, les pido que se mantengan fuertes otra vez.
Please, I ask you to stay firm once again.
Protejan nuestro sueldo y no permitan que nos bajen el pago.
Please protect our wage and don't allow them to lower our salary.
Muchas gracias y que Dios los bendiga.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Good morning, my name is Laura Banuet, been here plenty of times, and I'm a member of Unite Here Local 11. I work for HMS Host at LAX, and I have my daughter in college. Depending on me, please vote no on item 20. Council President Harris Dawson, which is not here today, or was. The Olympic wage ordinance exists because tourism workers deserve a living wage. Workers believe and have been counting on these increases. The motion will delay healthcare for a full year and cut wages for over 20%. 2 years ago, I was one of the members, union members who we went on a hunger strike in front of City Hall. And we all met with the president, Harris Dawson, and we all, and you supported us. You committed yourself to, or your support to our cause. We know that airline and hotel interests are willing to threaten city revenue to hold the city hostage until workers give up their wages and health care. We have endured the pandemic and rising costs. Now, just as relief was in reach, corporations want to rewrite the rules. Do not let them. Vote no on item 20. Don't turn over our tortilla. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gary Bernard Williams. I'm a pastor at St. Mark United Methodist Church of Los Angeles in the 8th District. And today I stand before you with all of my sisters and brothers behind me because we urge you to say no, to vote no on this motion, to put the wages and health care for tourist workers. It's an outrage that this body is considering taking away wages and health care increases for workers who will be working during the Olympics and the World Cup. These are the people that the tourists will see first. It's been a full year. Council voted a huge majority to pass the Olympic wage. City council should stand with these workers and not with corporations who are greedy. This motion is being driven by greed, by the tourist industry. They're taking advantage of our budget.
General.
The budget shortfall. The World Cup is coming. It's here in a month. The Olympic wage will ensure that thousands of workers would finally have the increase that will help their families. If you pass this motion, hotel workers will suffer with no health coverage. This is extortion. The industry is planning and using this against the city to make more money. So we ask you to please vote no on this. My scripture says in Proverbs 19:17, whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and God will reward them for what they have done. Please vote no.
Good morning. My name is Diana Rios Sanchez, and I am a member of Unite Here Local 11. I live in Council District 14, and I'm a constituent of Council Member Jurado. Please vote no on item 20. Item 20 will cut wages and delay healthcare for some of the lowest paid workers in the city. Voters already rejected a multi-million-dollar campaign to repeal this law. Do not surrender to corporate blackmail. Council President Harris Dawson said he felt like he had a gun on his head. Another council member said the corporates have really good blackmail. If you know it's blackmail, don't give in. Stand with workers. Vote no on item 20. Thank you.
Mi nombre es Olga Ruiz. Soy recamarera del Hotel Roosevelt Hotel.
Hello, I'm Olga Ruiz. I'm a housekeeper at Roseburg Hotel.
Limpio las habitaciones de uno de los hoteles más famosos y aún así no me alcanza para la renta.
I clean the rooms of one of the most famous hotels, and even so, I still don't have enough to pay my rent.
Las corporaciones han gastado millones tratando de detener esta ley y eso es cruel para todas las familias que trabajamos.
The corporations have spent millions to stop and delay this law, and that is cruel for all the families that need the support.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much.
Mi nombre es María González y soy miembro de United Here Local 11.
Hello, I am Maria Gonzalez. I'm a member of United Here Local 11.
He trabajado en esta industria por más de 9 años y vivo en el Distrito 8.
I worked in this industry for more than 9 years, and I live in District 8.
Por favor, vote no en el artículo 20.
Please vote no on item number 20.
Concejal Harris Dawson, por favor, no, por 2 años los trabajadores del turismo lucharon por este salario olímpico.
Councilmember Harris Dawson, for 2 years, the tourism workers have fought for this Olympic wage.
Y ayudaron a derrotar una campaña corporativa de millones de dólares
And they helped defeat a corporate campaign of millions of dollars.
para quitárnoslo ahora.
To take that away from us now.
Esta moción cortaría los salarios en más del 20%.
This motion would cut the salaries for more than 20%, by more than 20%.
Y retrasaría la atención médica por otro año completo.
And would take away healthcare coverage for another complete year.
Los trabajadores contaban con esta mejora después de años de lucha.
The workers counted with this improvement after years of fighting.
Por favor, oren lo que los votantes decidieron. Voten
General.
no a el artículo 20.
Please do what the voters asked for. Vote no on item number 20.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, council members. My name is Pastor Bridie Roberts. I am the Community Organizing Director from Unite Here Local 11. I've also been serving in the ministry for more than 20 years here in Los Angeles. I'm here today not as a political voice, but to bring you a moral message. These workers behind me, these workers who are speaking to you, who are the very backbone of Los Angeles' largest and most profitable industry, tourism, who this city could not survive without, have done everything right. They organized, they negotiated in good faith, they made their case to voters of Los Angeles, and the voters agreed. The process deserves respect. What troubles me very deeply in this moment, beside the craven nature of bowing to corporations who wish to extort our city, is that the rules can change after the fact, that a promise made to working people can be quietly walked back when powerful interests apply enough pressure, dismissing the voices of tens of thousands of workers and their family and their children. People
Jenna.
of faith across every tradition understand what it means to keep your word. We teach our children that a commitment is a commitment, that you do not mislead people who trusted you. These workers trusted the city. They took unpaid time off week after week after week, even though it cut into their budget, to speak to you and to go through a democratic process. They trusted you. I'm asking the council to be worthy of that trust. Vote no on item 20 and stand with the working people of this city that are essential to its future and that help make it thrive. Thank you.
Mi nombre es Laura Esquivel y soy miembro de USWW.
My name is Laura Esquivel, and I'm a member of USWW.
Trabajo en el aeropuerto de Los Ángeles por 24 años.
I've worked at the LAX airport for 24 years.
Hoy estoy aquí para contarles cuánto ha cambiado mi vida cuando se propuso el salario olímpico.
I'm here to tell you about how much my life has changed when the Olympic wage legislation was passed.
Gracias a eso, yo pude pagar mi renta sin miedo a que mi familia quedara en la calle.
Thanks to this ordinance, I was able to pay the rent without worrying about myself or my family ending up on the streets.
También he podido pagar mis biles médicos a tiempo y tengo una estabilidad que no tenía antes.
And I've also been able to pay my medical bills on time, and I've been able to benefit from a level of stability that I hadn't had before.
Hasta ahora muchos trabajadores han podido tener una vivienda y una mejor vida.
Now, workers have been able to have housing and a better life.
Pero ¿qué pasaría si nuestro salario se retrasa?
But what would happen if our salaries go down?
No podemos permitir esto.
We can't allow for that.
No es justo que corporaciones billonarias quieran quitarnos lo que hemos ganado.
It's not right for billionaire corporations to want to take away something that we've already won.
Estoy aquí para recordarles que se mantengan fuertes.
I'm here to remind you to stay strong.
Delta, United, American Airlines han gastado millones de dólares amenazando para que no nos den lo que nos corresponde a nosotros.
Delta, United, American Airlines have all spent millions of dollars to threaten you, to convince you to not give us what we're due.
General public comment?
Ahora amenazan el presupuesto de la ciudad al derrogar el impuesto a las empresas. Esto es vergonzoso y cínico.
And now they're threatening the budget, and it is really an embarrassment. It's a shame.
Necesitamos que apoyen a los trabajadores y no cedan ante esta presión corporativa.
And so we're here to ask you to support workers and don't give in to this corporate pressure.
Los angelinos nos apoyaron en contra del referéndum fallido financiado por estas mismas corporaciones.
Los Angelinos have supported to make sure that we have the referendum to be able to protect workers.
Ya basta de que ellos jueguen con nosotros. Nuestra vida de los trabajadores vale mucho.
We're done with them playing with us because the lives of workers, we have value and it matters.
Queremos respeto, queremos justicia y queremos que se respete lo que ya se firmó.
We want respect, we want justice, and we want you to honor what was already signed into law.
Nosotros somos seres humanos.
We're human
Necesitamos
beings.
una vida digna.
We're human beings and we deserve a fair life.
No queremos que estén jugando con nosotros día a día.
We don't want for them to continue to play around with us day after day.
En ustedes está que nosotros sigamos al frente de esta economía porque nosotros somos la que lo movemos.
And so we're here in front of you because we are the backbone of this economy. We're the ones that keep it moving.
Digan sí, porque es una justicia social para los seres humanos que somos nosotros. Necesitamos que ustedes sean guerreros y nos apoyen como trabajadores.
So say yes to being able to support workers, for social justice, for us as people, and to be our warriors, to be able to fight for us and protect us. Thank you.
Good morning, council members. My name is Deborah Lewis. I've been a voter and a resident of Council District 11 since 1980. My husband and I have both worked at LAX for many years. As of this year, I've been a server at a company at the airport for over 42 years. Councilmember Park, I'm speaking to you as one of your constituents. I know that homelessness has been one of the points that you have been campaigning upon in our district. Well, I need you to understand that I personally know LAX workers who are on the verge of homelessness. These are people with jobs. I'm here to stand with my brothers and sisters who depend on the living wage to support their families. We don't need council to make it harder for them. We need you to raise the workers up, not to help the companies push them down, especially at a time when the gas prices, the rent, and the food prices are outrageous. You want to eliminate our raise? Shame on any council member that would support Proposition 20. When the world is on our doorstep, and is this the face that you want to show the world? Is this what Los Angeles is supposed to become? We ask that you please vote no on Proposition 20. Support the workers and lift up everybody in Los Angeles. Thank you very much.
Good morning, council members. My name is Tasneem Chowdhury, and I am a campaign specialist for the Los Angeles Black Workers Center. I'm here today because workforce equity recommendations were unanimously advanced by the Charter Reform Commission, and I have not been able to go to meet and confer process. These recommendations are about modernizing hiring, creating real career pathways into stable city jobs, and ensuring accountability for Black workers in communities that have historically been locked out of public sector employment. For years, Black workers in LA have remained understaffed, hiring process remained outdated, and access to good union jobs stay out of reach for too many working people. We're calling on the council to stand in solidarity to encourage the EERC to help move our recommendation forward through the meet and confer process for a workforce for Angelenos. Thank you.
Hi, y'all. I know you guys miss me, but yes, I'm here again. Unfortunately, it's not for a good reason. This is disgusting, utterly disgusting, that you are guys allowing the city to go and push back our wages. We worked hard for that. For 3 years, we worked hard. I was able to get treatment, see specialists that I usually cannot afford. I was able to do that with that raise. I was able to take my son out to Disneyland with that raise that he has ever been before, and he's 16 years old. These things that I've always wanted to do for my kids. I was able to go out to eat and sit at a restaurant and enjoy it and not worrying about, oh my God, is this gonna push my light bill back? This is disgusting. Please vote no on this. This is supposed to be Los Angeles, the city of angels, not the city of corporate greed and envy. Thank you.
Good morning, council members. On behalf of the Sunita Jain Anti-Trafficking Initiative, I am writing to emphasize the need to include anti-trafficking and anti-exploitation prevention in planning and funding for the 2020 Olympic and Paralympic Games. Large-scale events can increase risks of labor exploitation, wage theft, unsafe working conditions, and trafficking, especially for immigrant communities, low-wage workers, youth, and those facing economic insecurity. These risks should be treated as core public safety, public health, and labor protection concerns. City agreements with LA 28 should include dedicated funding for prevention and response, including public awareness, labor rights enforcement, culturally responsive outreach, safe reporting systems, survivor-informed and community-based strategies, frontline training, and supportive services for those affected by exploitation. Without upfront investment, the city is likely to face higher long-term costs through emergency responses, public health, victim services, homelessness services, and labor and criminal justice systems. Prevention is both a safety necessity and a cost-effective strategy. SJI's report, the Preventing and Addressing Human Trafficking Related to Major Sporting Events in Los Angeles, Recommendations for the 2026 World Cup and 2020 Olympic, highlights the importance of early planning, survivor-informed approaches, and strong labor protections ahead of major sporting events. These measures should be integrated into planning and funding decisions from the outset. Thank you.
Okay. Buenos días, mi nombre es Yamile de Paz, soy miembro de la Unión Local 11, he trabajado en Flying Food por 2 años y vivo en Los Ángeles.
Hi, my name is Yamila De Paz. I am a member of Unite Here Local 11, and I've been working at Flying Food Group for the last 22 years.
Estoy aquí para pedirles, por favor, que voten no en el artículo 20.
I'm here to ask you to vote no on item 20.
Los Ángeles deberían liberar la nación en el apoyo a los trabajadores antes de las Olimpiadas del 2028.
Los Angeles should be able to free their workers to be able to have better access, especially when facing world events like the Olympics.
No debilitar las protecciones para las mismas personas que harán posibles estos Juegos.
Not weaken the protections for the very people that make these games possible.
Los trabajadores de la hospitalidad mantuvieron viva en esta industria durante la pandemia. Merecen salarios justos y atención médica.
Hospitality workers have kept the economy alive during the pandemic, and we need a livable wage as well as health care.
No queremos otro año de espera mientras las corporaciones obtienen ganancias olímpicas.
We don't want to wait another year while these corporations are making millions of dollars off of the Olympics.
En cambio, esta moción retrasaría los aumentos salariales, las mejoras en atención médica y crearía excepciones que eliminarían la cobertura de los trabajadores de restaurantes y de hoteles por completo.
And so instead, we want to be able to increase salaries for workers through the Olympic wages they're supposed to be, as well as to have health care for all members of the industry, including hotel restaurant workers.
No recompensen las amenazas corporativas y rechacen el artículo 20 y apoyen por favor a las familias trabajadoras. Gracias.
Don't give in to the corporate pressures to vote for Proposition 20. Vote no and support workers.
Hemos apoyado esta lucha para un sueldo olímpico desde el comienzo.
At ACE, we have been fighting for Olympic wages since the beginning of this fight.
Les insto a que voten no a dañar el salario olímpico.
We urge you to vote no to hurting Olympic wages.
Estamos hablando de la cuarta economía más grande del mundo, California.
California has the fourth largest economy in the world.
Yo he estado aquí muchas veces pidiéndoles que no privaticen la educación pública, que pongan viviendas justas, que tengan salud pública y ustedes no hacen caso.
And I've been coming here many times asking you to not privatize public education, to provide fair housing and wages.
¿Y saben cuál es el problema tan grande? Es que muchos de ustedes están vendidos con las corporaciones, con los billonarios.
And you see the problem is that you all are sellouts. You all are here that have been sold to all of these billionaire corporations.
Yo veo redadas de lights, veo gente viviendo en la calle y ustedes sacan eso en propaganda y eso no es justo.
And we're coming through ICE raids. We have people living on the street and then you come out with this propaganda?
Recibo campañas que dicen pagado por asociación de apartamentos. Es una vergüenza que ustedes estén recibiendo dinero en lugar de estar con este pueblo que les está pidiendo un salario justo.
We're seeing all these advertisements that are saying that it's been paid by the apartment associations, and it should be a shame. You should feel ashamed for that because you should be here listening to us and giving us what we need.
Por eso está así California.
Your time has expired.
That's why it's called California. Ya se le acabó su tiempo,
I'm sorry.
señora.
You have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Punto 20 también.
I'm sorry, I wanted to also say, comment on item 20.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. You have an additional minute.
Okay, disculpe.
Me faltan 3 segundos. Por eso está así California, porque ustedes están dándole la espalda al pueblo.
And because we're living in California and you're turning your backs on the people of California.
Porque muchos de ustedes están comiendo la misma mesa con los políticos vendidos y con las corporaciones, riéndose de nosotros, el pueblo que les paga sus salarios.
And many of you are over there sitting at the same table with all the other sellout politicians and the corporate billionaires laughing at all the things that you're doing to us.
Y ustedes los políticos vendidos entiendan que deben servir al pueblo.
And I want you sellout politicians to understand that you should be serving the people.
Yo sé cuántos de aquí están a favor del pueblo porque los he visto como a Ulises Hernández.
And I know those who are out here who are really here for the people, like Ulises Hernández.
Y también estoy viendo cómo están los billboards grandes para atacar a los políticos que nos están apoyando, el pueblo.
And I've been looking around and seeing all those big billboards out there attacking the very politicians that are actually here for the people.
En verdad recapaciten, porque es el pueblo el que los hace grandes, es el pueblo el que trabaja por ustedes.
And it's really important for you to understand, and I reiterate, that you should be working for the people. You are representing the people.
Quieren que les muestre cómo traer tantas, por correo llegan papeles Estamos apoyando a los homeless, estamos apoyando a los trabajadores y ahorita les están dando la espalda.
And I get all of these different papers about people's campaigns saying that we're all for housing, we're all for supporting workers, and then you're turning your backs on us.
Pónganse a trabajar por el
Speaker,
pueblo.
now your time has expired. Thank
Get
you.
to
Next
work,
speaker.
work for the people. Ya se le acabó su tiempo.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Elisa Valencia y soy miembro de Local 11.
Hi, good morning. My name is Elisa Valencia, and I'm a member of Local 11.
Soy constituyente del concejal Price.
I'm a council member Price's constituent.
Trabajo en Fly Food ya por 2 años. Soy empacadora. Empacamos más de 20 aerolíneas.
And I've been working for Flying Food Groups for 2 years as a packer. I've been packing for about 20 airlines.
Estamos aquí para pedirles que voten no al artículo 20.
We're here to ask you to vote no on item 20.
Como dijo el presidente de la federación, hoy es un día vergonzoso para la ciudad de Los Ángeles cuando nuestros representantes políticos apoyan a las grandes corporaciones.
Like the public commenter from the Federation of Labor said previously, today is a shameful day for the city of Los Angeles when our politicians go to support corporate billionaires.
Nuestros líderes electos que nosotros elegimos hoy nos están atrasando nuestro salario, están retrasando la atención médica.
And today, our elected officials are voting on whether or not they want to take away our wages as well as taking away our health care.
Ustedes saben cuánto tiempo luchamos por esta victoria.
You know how long we've been fighting for this win.
Saben que luchamos contra una campaña millonaria para parar este sueldo.
And you know we've been fighting against a millionaire campaign that have been opposing us in these wages.
La industria no puede ganar su apoyo, porque aquí estamos nosotros los trabajadores, los que trabajamos más de 12 horas diarias para poder sobrevivir en Los Ángeles.
And so the industry can't win because you have your workers here that are looking at you now, workers who spend over 12 hours a day working to be able to support themselves to live in Los Angeles.
¿Saben cómo sí afectaría la economía de Los Ángeles? Retrasando nuestro aumento.
Do you know what would impact the economy in Los Angeles? It would be taking away our wages.
Porque nosotros nos gastamos nuestro dinero aquí en Los Ángeles. Nosotros pagamos renta aquí en Los Ángeles.
Because we're the ones that's spending our money in LA. We're the ones paying the rent.
La mayoría de los dueños de las grandes corporaciones ni siquiera viven aquí en Los Ángeles.
And a lot of these corporate billionaire owners don't even live here.
Por favor, voten no a la moción 20. Gracias.
Please vote no on item 20. Thank you.
Buenos días, me llamo Oscar Turcio, soy miembro de Local 11.
Good morning. My name is Oscar Turcios. I'm a member of Local 11.
He trabajado en Fly Food por 3 años, soy dishwasher.
I've worked as a dishwasher in Flying Food Group for 3 years.
Nosotros somos la columna vertebral de LAX.
We are the backbone of LAX.
Yo trabajo para apoyar a mi madre y 2 hermanas pequeñas.
I'm working to support my mother and 2 younger siblings.
Mi compañía reportó 112.5 millones en venta el año pasado.
My company reported $112.5 billion in sales last year.
Y ustedes le quieren dar alivio a ellos.
And you want to provide relief for them.
¿Dónde está el alivio para nosotros los trabajadores?
Where's the relief for us, the workers?
Por favor, voten no al artículo 20. Gracias.
Please vote no on Article 20, Item 20. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, council members. My name is Nick Stewart-Block. I'm a senior researcher at Lane. A full year after council voted to pass the Olympic wage, the motion before you cuts wages and health care for workers about to host the world's largest events. We urge you to vote no. The shameless push by the tourism industry to repeal the business tax in exchange for cutting wages is being justified by the same tired argument that the tourism industry is in crisis and can only be resolved off the backs of workers. But this is not the first time the tourism industry has used scare tactics to stall stronger working standards. When LA City Council passed higher health care benefits for airport workers in 2009, industry spokespeople warned that flights would decrease as a result. LAX then saw record passenger numbers every year over the next decade. When LA City Council passed a hotel worker minimum wage in 2014, we heard repeatedly from industry groups that jobs would be lost, construction would decline, and hotel performance would fall. But our study comparing hotel markets between 2014 and 2019 showed that LA had the highest rate of hotel job growth, strong hotel performance, and in 2019 had the largest number of hotel projects under construction in the world. The industry's apocalyptic warnings could not have been more wrong. This dynamic is true today. Just 8 months into this policy's implementation, the industry has put out reports that blatantly disregard basic facts. The American Hotel and Lodging Association, one of the backers of the business tax repeal, makes the claim that 14,000 hotel workers will lose their jobs as a result of the Olympic wage, when there are only around 16,000 hotel workers in the city. They claim hotels have closed that are in fact still open, and another industry report repeatedly blurs the lines between predicted and actual job loss, showing no evidence for either. Similar points have been repeated every time workers have won higher wages, but these arguments could not be more cynical as the industry prepares to host in quick succession the World Cup, Super Bowl, and Olympics. We urge you to stand with tourism workers who are relying on wage and healthcare increases this July and to vote no on the motion before you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Joellen Mallard, and I am a member of Unite Here Local 11. I have worked as a cook feeding Los Angeles and its tourists for over 15 years. The Olympic wage represents a promise that the workers powering Los Angeles tourism will share in the city's Olympic success. This motion breaks that promise. We've heard that members of the council themselves call these tactics blackmail. If you know it's blackmail, the right answer is not to surrender. The proposed changes would cut wages by 20%, delay health care protections for a year, and carve out exemptions to strip coverage from hotel restaurant workers entirely. These are not adjustments. They are the industry getting through this council what they couldn't win from the voters. Reject this motion. Defend the dignity of workers across this city. I yield my time.
Good morning. My name is Hayden Muir. I live in Heather Hutz District, District 10. I am a father of a 2-year-old, and I am a member of Unite Here Local 11. I work as a cook at the Waldorf Astoria, and I've been waiting for these healthcare protections to take effect. Please vote no on item 20. This motion would delay healthcare protections for hotel workers for an entire year. Working families who have been waiting for these protections to kick in, finally counting on them this year, and now being told to wait again. The industry fought hard to strip this healthcare requirement, and now they want your help to delay it one more time. Workers have already defeated a multi-million-dollar campaign to take this away, thanks to Los Angeles voters. Vote no on item 20. Don't finish the job corporations couldn't. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Aisha Anderson, and I am a member of Unite Here Local 11. I see that Harris Dawson is nowhere to be found. He's been gone for such a long time, and I really wanted to talk directly to him since I am one of his constituents of his district, Leimert Park. So this council, also vote no on item 20. This council has a choice today. You can stand with $1 billion corporations demanding concessions, or you can stand with the workers like me who clean rooms, cook meals, greet visitors, and keep LA tourism alive. We have waited years for wages and protections that were supposed to start this year. Say no to this attempted bait and switch. Please defend the will of the voters and the dignity of working people. Vote no on item 20. By the way, I'm pretty sure lots of you have grandmothers. Don't we love our grandmothers? Well, you know how I spent my Mother's Day. I was working 10.5 hours at SLS Hotel in Beverly Hills to make sure everybody else had a wonderful Mother's Day, while my grandmother was in the ER, stressed because trying to figure out how are we going to fix the foundation beam in our ceiling. It's about to cave in. $26,000. 26, and my grandmother is stressed. And you're talking about taking away wages from me when I'm trying to help her. So in the famous words of Rihanna, pay me what you owe me. Don't act like you forgot. Bitch better have my money.
I really hate to follow that. That was incredible. I'll take items 18, 19, 20, and general public comment.
Okay, you'll have 3 minutes for the items, 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you. I wish Grote had stayed up here. I haven't seen him in a while. Wanted to say hi. So item 18 is relative to funding for multidisciplinary services supporting victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, elder abuse, and human trafficking. This is obviously very necessary and a good motion to have on the agenda. I just think it's interesting how many issues that we have to deal with funding and supplementary solutions that often come down to housing. One of the main reasons, particularly women, become unhoused is because they're fleeing domestic violence and they don't have a place to go. Oftentimes, domestic violence includes financial abuse. I can speak to this because I'm a survivor of domestic violence and experienced financial abuse, and I remember being in that desperate situation of, do I stay? Because if I leave, I have nowhere to go. Item 19 is relative to an initiative petition regarding the repeal of the Los Angeles City business gross tax receipts on virtually all businesses operating in the city. Now, in this motion, we have potentially freezing unfunded positions in our upcoming adopted budget, because if this passes, we could be in even worse straits with relating to the budget. Although now what we're seeing is that the voters can pass something that the people worked for, and y'all can come in and make amendments to essentially gut it. We've seen that with ULA. We're seeing that with the Olympic wage. So I'm hoping if this does pass, maybe we could see some action on your end to help remediate some of the fallout we have. But I'm not going to count on that because it seems like y'all are owned by private interests and corporations. So moving on to item 20, I think it's a disgrace that we're even discussing these amendments or any sort of repeal. The workers and the voters have decisively said these people deserve a living wage. $30 an hour if you're working full-time isn't even really enough to be earning a great living in LA. It's enough to get by. Y'all make over $200,000 a year on taxpayers' dimes, and you're debating over whether people who serve food and clean hotel rooms should just be able to afford a roof over their head and to feed their families. And I find that really disgraceful, and you should all be ashamed of yourself. And particularly the council member in this chambers who happens to be running for mayor, we should be hearing a lot more support from workers from her, at least if she wants anyone to vote for her for this upcoming election.
1 minute.
Tonight there was supposed to be a debate, televised with 4 different candidates, the first major one to include Ray, until Mayor Bass and Nithya both said no way. Disappointing as it is, it comes as no surprise. Nithya always runs when she senses demise, didn't want to be called out on all of her lies. She's paying Adam Conover to propagandize, and Hollywood is bankrolling her campaign because they're all good friends with Nithya's producer husband. She's a classic corrupt politician. Do you think the city's better now? Better now. In the years since Nithya's been around, some of us never thought she'd let us down, She promised everything, didn't deliver anything. Whoa. I can't help but notice that Hugo Soto Martinez's name is still up there for quorum, but I saw him out in the hallway. So maybe y'all want to address that and pay attention to the workers. Vote no on item 20.
Council members, delaying this wage increase is not a neutral action. Delay is a decision. Delay means tourism workers continue falling behind while the cost of survival keeps rising. Working people in Los Angeles are being crushed by inflation, not just from rising oil and gas prices connected to the war, but from the continued rise in the essentials people cannot live without: food, rent, housing, transportation, and basic necessities. Consumer prices just rose 3.8%, the sharpest increase in 3 years. Gas prices jumped 5.4% in a single month. Families are paying more every time they buy groceries groceries, pay rent, or fill their tank. And yet, while workers are struggling to survive, the hotel and travel industry continues reporting billions in revenue and growing profits. Hilton reported nearly $3 billion in quarterly revenue with 9% year-over growth. Delta brought in over $14 billion in revenue this quarter and exceeded private expectations despite higher fuel costs. Hotel room revenues are continue to rise across the industry. So the question becomes, if the industry can absorb record profits, why are workers expected to absorb permanent economic pain? These workers kept this industry alive through instability, crisis, and recovery. They are not asking for luxury. They are asking for the ability to live in the city they help power every single day. This fight has already dragged on for more than 3 years through nonstop attacks and delayed taxes on powerful hotel and tourism interests. At some point, we have to stop protecting corporate comfort over human survival. A $30 living wage is not radical in Los Angeles in 2026. What is radical is expecting people who clean rooms, prepare food, move luggage, and keep this tourism economy functioning to survive on wages that no longer match the reality of this economy. I urge you, reject this delay motion and stand with the workers, not corporate.
Hi, good morning. My name is Manny Cabrera. I am a member of Unite Here Local 11. I work at the Westin Bonaventure, and after 9 years, I still struggle to make rent. Vote no on item 20. This proposal would cut wages for hotel workers by more than 20% and delay health care protections for a full year. This law was already a compromise. Workers waited years for a law to pass, then waited again while corporations delay a $25 rate until this July. Enough waiting. These are not just members. These are just not numbers. They are rent payment workers need to make. Healthcare protection workers were promised, and because of that, families were stretched even thinner. We fought for the Olympic wage because workers in the city deserve dignity and respect. Now, after failing with the voters, corporations, because of their greed, are trying to pressure the council into doing what the voters will soundly reject. Please stand with the workers, not corporate pressure campaigns. Vote no and stop this shakedown.
And public comment.
Okay, you'll have 1
I'm
minute for
not going
each.
to repeat every word that everybody has been saying. It's just that you guys need to be fair. You have to remember where you're coming from. Every one of you were not born rich. You were poor like us. You worked hard like us. You broke your backs working like us. Now you have a seat. You're making a lot of money, and you are forgetting your roots. That is rude. And Mr. Dawson, for you to back on your word, that is a shame. For John Lee to start also this revocation of the raise in the wages, it's a shame. He's a soldier, and most of you are soldiers too. So you have to abide by the rules of the government. And you guys gave your word that you guys were going to accept the raise for the workers, and that is a shame that you guys are backing out on it. So you have no word, you have no shame, you have no honor. Is that what it is? How much did they pay you? How much? You know the millionaires had been in the back, and they had been laughing at us all morning. That is unfair. They have no shame. After all, you know, the people right behind me are the ones who are making them rich, because we are hard-working people. We are hard-working people. We honor our word, and we honor our, as well our works. So stop being so shameful. Stop being so cheating. Stop being so greedy, my God. These people need the protection from you. You have to give it to them. Thank you.
As indicated on the kiosk, all items in general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
So item 7 is related to the mayor's emergency declaration related to the devastating wildfires in the Palisades, other parts of the city. So this recovery effort has been very focused on rebuilding for the Olympics and for all the big sporting events, and not for rebuilding communities and the homes at a speedy and efficient rate. and the council member for the 11th district, the one beloved council member of the Pacific Palisades, literally has made no effort to lobby the federal government to actually Trump to stop his nonsense, send in the aid for the wildfires and such. She's too busy thanking him at events and such. That's what Park does. And she said very little about the ICE raids, of course. So let's see. Let's move on to, we've got a few other things here. So we've got tree care in CD1. That's good. A lot of the trees need to be trimmed a lot more. There's a lot of very overgrown trees around the city. So if we can get those trees trimmed a little bit so that they're not obstructing the sidewalk or things like that, that would be interesting. So we have item 18, which is related to supporting victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, things like that. So again, as many might know, I think it's like 40% of cops beat up their wives. The LAPD is currently covering up certain incidents regarding sexual assault that their own officers may have committed within their department. Heard like the Gabriel Espada's case and things like that you all have not said anything about. So you should probably work on that a little bit. So we have repealing the business tax. It's item 19. It seems like at the very least, I mean, this is like a ballot measure, so there's not much you can do about it, I guess. But it does seem like that at least big corporations and such should still be paying these business taxes and things like that. They can definitely afford to do. So we have item 20. So MHD wants to delay the minimum wage increase for tourism workers. So this minimum wage increase already is pretty insufficient, frankly, and such. It's $30 an hour is not even really a living minimum wage in the city. That's how high the cost of living is. So now you want to delay it even more. It should be higher than $30 an hour, and it should apply to all workers in the city and such. But no, you just want to delay it even more. So, yeah, welcome back. Took a little break there, Tim. So you started 40 minutes late today. What was going on that required you to start the meeting 40 minutes late? You got a huge crowd of people here. You won't even give an apology or an explanation. Mark, who's just made a comment, oh yeah, we're starting late. Then he walked out. He was the one who was delaying the meeting the most. He walked in like 39 minutes after the meeting started, walked out 5 minutes after the meeting started. Has been nowhere to be seen the rest of the meeting and such. So now we're hearing that confirmation that ICE is going to be at the World Cup. So what are you all going to say or do about it? Are you all going to oppose that or not? Fire Jim McDonnell. These World Cup and Olympics are making things more unsafe for everyone, giving Trump all these extra law enforcement powers, which he's going to use to target undocumented immigrants and everyone he doesn't like. Fire Jim McDonnell.
Vengo aquí nuevamente porque estoy muy indignada.
I'm here again because I'm very upset.
Tener que volver a hablar de algo que ya se ganó.
Because I have to come back here and talk about something that was already won.
Yo luché como muchos trabajadores aquí presentes en huelga de hambre, en llenar firmas.
I worked and fought alongside other workers who are here today. We've done hunger strikes and we've done all types of other organizing.
Tener que moverme muchos días y temprano, dejando a mi familia para lograr un objetivo.
Having to move around and getting up early to try and achieve this goal.
Un objetivo que se ganó, un objetivo por el cual muchos trabajadores tuvieron que hacer lo mismo.
A goal that was already achieved, and there are many other workers that had to do the same thing as I did.
Siento vergüenza ajena por ustedes.
I feel vicarious shame for you?
¿Por qué el retroceso? ¿Por qué tener que retroceder algo que ya ustedes votaron?
Why are we backpedaling on something that you guys already voted for?
¿Saben qué? Nosotros ganamos peleando en la calle.
You know what? We won by fighting in the streets.
Sin el dinero de las grandes corporaciones que sí lo tienen, los millonarios.
Without any money like these other big corporations that do have it to do this work.
Hicimos nuestro trabajo.
We did our job.
¿Qué es lo que ustedes necesitan ver para que puedan entender que necesitamos este dinero, el sueldo olímpico?
What do you need to see from us for you to be able to understand that we need these Olympic wages?
Ustedes tienen la decisión. Ustedes saben lo que cuesta vivir en Los Ángeles.
You all have a decision to make. You all know how much it costs to live in Los Angeles.
Quiero que mantengan su palabra, que le den la confianza a todos sus votantes por los cuales ustedes están sentados aquí.
We want you to keep your word. We want you to maintain the trust that we could have in you because we voted for you.
Mantengan con firmeza su votación anterior.
Keep to the initial vote you had.
Como nosotros vamos a mantener la lucha para que digan no en esta proposición.
And we will do our part and continue our fight to make sure that we are all voting no on this item.
Los votantes, los trabajadores de Los Ángeles necesitan tener la confianza, sentir que confían en ustedes.
Voters, workers in Los Angeles, we all need to have that trust.
Vamos a seguir luchando por mantener el sueldo olímpico como está.
We're going to continue to fight for our Olympic wages as they should be.
My name is Sheldon Taylor. I'm a USWW member. In the first week in June, it'll be 35 years I've worked at LAX. And I got a phone call while I was sitting out here from my uncle telling me that my first cousin just passed. And his name is Kenneth Atwood, and I'm going to read his name into the record. You know what? We've been coming here for over 3 years for this. We had to sit off in a committee room for a couple of times when Price was heading the committee for tourism for us to get this money. We know, we feel like we're begging now. We went to the committee. They changed the committee. They was going to vote on it. Then they canceled the vote that day. Now
General
they
public
voted
comment.
for it. Can the city just please vote no? I can understand it's hard to stand up against, big corporate. Not hard, but you want to be fair, I guess. But, we didn't fall for this. We didn't be coming there for 3 years. Can you just stand up and say no? Stand up with the workers in your constituency, in your area, and just say, hey, look, no, we're going to stand up. We're going to stand by our word and just say no to the corporation. Because it's not, you already voted for it and said, yes, you didn't pass it. We didn't have referendums. They didn't pass it with the city and everything. We didn't been through this. Just say, no. No to you. Let's not rewrite the maps like what are we doing? Let's not rewrite the map. Let's just say, hey, look, we're going to say no to the corporations and stand with the workers. Thank you.
I'm a member of USWW. I work as a passenger service agent in LAX for 3 years. I'm just here to remind the council that we can't continue to listen to millionaires while Angeles are barely making ends meet. It doesn't make sense. We shouldn't be trying to keep People, we should be trying to keep people housed, not unhoused. I ask that you stand with the workers, the same workers that our airport run every day. So please vote no on 20. Thank you.
My name is David Huerta, and I'm here for public comment on item 20. I'm here to urge you to vote no on the motion. This city and this council made a promise to the essential workers that make LAX run and the hospitality industry run. Workers are predominantly workers of color, Black, brown, API, immigrant workers. The Olympic wage was a recognition that as a city, workers who make this economy work are to be seen, that they're valued, that they matter, that their work deserves to be compensated. For too long, workers have been paid poverty wages and denied health care. You changed that and changed the lives of tens of thousands of workers in Los Angeles. Workers like Jovan Houston, who is here today and went on a hunger strike, and her life has been changed because she has health care. This is a matter of justice, social justice, economic justice, worker justice, immigrant worker justice. And I just want to say, we have entered into the last 72 hours in good faith to reach an agreement.
General.
And for them to hold hostage this city, these workers, and deny them the justice that they deserve, that is not justice. That is greed. And this city council, if it votes for this today, is rewarding that behavior of greed. And I ask this council to vote no. Thank you.
That was the woman in a black shirt, and I believe it was a blue or denim vest. Good afternoon, sir. What would you like to speak to?
Good afternoon. This is just a public comment.
Yes, you have
I'm
1
here
minute.
representing my community of El Sereno in regards to some slumlord tactics that we've had in our neighborhood. And I just want to, we have an immediate press release that we're going to talk about, but I just want to give every single council member that's here a copy of the immediate release and just list some of our demands very quickly. We want to apply East Side standards equal to the West Side standards for ED1. Please pause ED1 by right approvals for developers under active enforcement, federal scrutiny, ability litigation. Release outstanding PRAs within 3 days, including the city's replies to SOLA, its doable email. Ask Councilmember Jurado to freeze the funds that they're using for the development, immediate funds to the development, and halt LAPD escort of this project immediately. That's happening right now as we speak.
Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
But what we have to talk about is the businesses that will cease to exist if we adopt policies without any regard to the implications of those business maintaining operations in the city. We have seen multiple hotels. No. I listen to you speak, and this is where
you guys
I
had an
speak.
hour to speak.
All right, they can.
Mr. City Attorney?
They can go.
Councilmember Rodriguez,
Yes.
let's let the City Attorney.
Members of the public, so if we cannot continue business because of disruptions, then we may have to vacate the room. So I'm going to ask for everybody to please be polite. Councilmember Rodriguez does have the floor. Again, everybody was listening to the public comment on both sides, but please do not disrupt this meeting or we're going to have to start warning and removing people, which we do not want to do. I'm sorry, Councilmember.
Well, again, I guess some people are okay with the best paid unemployed workforce. I'm not. And so what we have seen is several hotels go up for sale on a fire sale. We've seen the transition of ownership. We've seen several restaurants close down.
All right, Mr. Soto Martinez.
Thank you so much. I am completely against this in the most strongest terms that I can possibly express. This is the issue when we start bringing up something that we discussed for weeks, months, years when we passed this original law. This was something that was introduced back then to try to water down the original law that we passed. And I find it Yeah, I'm glad you're pushing your button, Councilwoman. I find it shameful that someone would present this today in the middle of conversations and negotiations on something so sensitive to try to get something that you wanted back then. It is really the worst part of this building that when people talk about why they don't trust this building, it's for reasons like this. To try to sneak something in to screw workers over is despicable. And I hope every single person on this body votes no against this motion. Because if you vote yes for this motion, what you're really saying is that you want to find a way to water the policy that we passed. You're saying that certain workers deserve a wage in healthcare, certain workers don't, and you're doing the bidding of the corporate class of the city. So your vote for yes means that. So I hope every single person votes no against this right now.
Councilmember Soto Martinez. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you. I can't help that certain people don't understand what it's like to operate a business in the city of Los Angeles, and that
All right,
when
folks.
it comes,
All right, folks.
when it comes to the restaurant industry,
Councilmember Rodriguez, please look, folks. The
Thank
last
you.
thing I want to do is conduct these votes without an audience. This is the last thing I want to do, but I absolutely will do it. So please respect the speakers while they're speaking. We're giving time to respond after they're done. You do not have to be ridiculous and interrupt people while they're speaking. Councilmember Rodriguez.
the restaurant industry is an industry that I have had to assist through the course of COVID, through the aftermath of just all of the economic implications. They are struggling. We have watched legacy businesses continue to close. But we also know that they run on razor-thin margins. And so when you have a restaurant that is offering services that is not part of the core operation of the company, they're running independent, they are leasing space within these hotels to operate, they're now being subjected to the same standards, and you're subjecting them to the same standards of what's being negotiated for those that have historically been represented by these unions. And so what I'm saying to you is that these restaurateurs are being now subjected to increase the cost of their labor and have to compete with restaurants that are located just outside the hotel building. And as a result, they lack the competitiveness to be able to sustain their operations in that establishment. And so this is just part of a conversation to make sure that this city is capable of retaining certain businesses to be able to operate in the city. And so what's shameful is the idea that there's no distinction between how businesses are able to function and operate in the city. By the way, businesses that contribute to the tax revenue that allows us to fund for those critical city services. And so this is about making sure, I know it's not cute to allow people to be able to successfully operate a business in this city, but they are the job creators of this city. They are the people that employ so much of what makes LA a culinary institution that people come to Los Angeles to experience. But apparently their mistake is if they do so in a hotel. And so I'm just trying to make a distinction so that many of these restaurateurs that are bringing this wonderful culinary environment into our city are able to actually survive.
All right, this is the whole item. This is the place, what I'm describing as a placeholder motion that allows us to continue negotiations going forward with the expectation that we come back Tuesday with something more complete. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
10 ayes, 5 noes.